Hello, my name is Prime, and welcome back to this episode of ATS Showcases, and today we're going to be hauling some gasoline for Shell as we drive from here in El Paso, Texas down to Fort Stockton, and we're going to take a little bit more of a scenic route today. It may take a little bit longer, but a little bit more back road-ish until we get a little bit closer to Fort Stockton, and it will turn into more highway, but haven't discovered these roads before, so I figured, you know what, let's do a little bit more scenic route compared to the highway. We've got a few things we're going to talk about today. It's going to be more chilled and laid back, but we're driving the Western Star 5700XE, the day cab version, and I put this kind of white. It almost looks more like a pastel-y color, actually, depending on the lighting, so overall kind of looks pretty neat. Nice bull bar on the front, all chrome, you know, the Prime Simulation way to go, and it is powered by a Detroit diesel DD13, and of course using the engine and transmission compilation mod, which you can hear right now. Not bad indeed, may I say. Also, just the shell skin for this trailer, which is the ownable STS software. This is a 4-compartment tanker trailer that I'm using today. Shell skin is really quite nice. It's got the paint underglow, but you've got the really kind of reflectiveness of the chrome still of the trailer through it. I think it's really, really nice. All the mods, I guess I say both mods, which there are only 2 today. Both mods that I'm using in this video, the shell skin and the engine and transmission mod, will be linked down in the description below if you want to check those out. They're both Steam Workshop mods. Highly recommend them both. So let's go ahead and get rolling in this 5700XC. Hopefully everyone's doing well. I certainly am. I'm gonna hope this is a Wednesday upload for you guys. Not gonna lie, this is recorded a little bit earlier. I wasn't able to do a episode last Saturday if you guys are watching this around the time of launch, and if you're watching this well in the future, well, hopefully this video has found you well and you're doing okay, and you probably think, well, Prime, I have no idea what you're talking about, and that is fine. Oh yeah, and I guess I also forgot to mention, we're hauling this from El Paso International Airport, by the way, so that's kind of neat as well. I don't mind that notion of the ocean. Let's go ahead and turn left out of here. It's not a big engine today. I figured, you know what, with the day cab version and the fact that I've been doing, well, let's face it, a lot of high horsepower and kind of ultimate trucks here in ATS recently, especially with the Western Star 5700XE. I decided, you know what, let's scale her down a little bit today, and so I believe it's only a 350 horsepower engine, which is still, you know, pretty good, but I figured let's keep it a little bit more almost fleet oriented. Saying that, I've got the maxed out tanker trailer because I just reused, in full transparency, one that I already had, hence why it's got a steerable axle at the back and it's a full 53 footer. You know, is it the most realistic thing paired with the truck? Yeah, maybe not, but, you know, I've got my priority set. I make the trailer really nice, or I guess Shell does, I guess I should say. Shell puts a lot of money into their trailers, and I'm just driving in my truck, which I guess is a really nice truck as well. I haven't done something with the bull bar on the front for a while. Really, I only ever put the bull bar on like a W900, a Kenworth. So I decided to change it up today, and I think it actually works really quite well with this truck. But the sounds, of course, are amazing. I can only send a bunch of praises here to the engine and compilation, or transmission compilation mod. I've said it multiple episodes in a row now. It's just a really good mod. I've done also other engine mods recently as well. So if you're new around the channel, which I know a lot of you are, first off, welcome. And second of all, feel free to check out the ATS Showcase playlist. There are, well over 100 videos in that playlist of a bunch of mods, a bunch of different deliveries, first looks, you name it, it's in there, really. Lots of cool stuff there if you want to check those out. I know there's been a bunch of you asking, you know, like, what kind of engine mods would you recommend from the Steam Workshop? Well, my best recommendation, really, for if you want one mod that kind of is plug and play, the engine and transmission compilation mod will do it for you. You don't even need to select a specific engine in the configurator, for example, when you're building a truck. It directly replaces the sounds of the stock SES software ones. So even if you remove the mod, you're not going to have any issues with engine sounds or whatever kind of being weirdly overlapped there. So overall, highly recommend the engine compilation mod. But for those who've been around for a while, you know I am a big fan of the JC Amateur sound mods as well. Another amazing pack. They're just slightly different in the fact that you actually have to choose those engines in the configuration. They do list themselves as separate engines within the configuration options. But nonetheless, both are really good kind of packs of sound mods that you can pick and choose from depending on what truck. And well, for example, some truck mods are compatible with either ones, doesn't matter. Overall, both are really good mods. Highly recommend them, and I will do so for a long time. There are many other great ones though, ones that are kind of more standalone ones, and ones that come with some other kind of, well, modded trucks as well. So I guess you can't really easily extract those engine sounds unless if you are a seasoned modder, but overall, the engine mods on the Steam Workshop, a lot of them are really great, and there's a lot of fantastic people out there that do some amazing work at making sure we get the best sounds possible for our ATS journeys here for free. And that's a big thing with the Steam Workshop. Everything there is free, and it's also certified as far as I know, so you don't have to be worried about anything being, well, sketchy from third-party sites. I don't want to say that other third-party sites are sketchy, but I think you guys know what I mean. There is a bit of accountability there with the Steam Workshop that not every place can offer. But I don't want to take shade out of, you know, the really amazing authors, such as, for example, I know a big one being Zmod. In fact, I used Zmod sounds for a while they were free on the Steam Workshop. I believe I still actually have them, and I believe you can still find some of the sound mods from Z on there. But Z has his own website doing amazing, as always, and amazing sounds. I just don't happen, as of right now at least, to be doing that, just for the sake of having everyone being able to try these mods if they want to without having to open up their wallet. But nonetheless, there are amazing sound mods, and that's something about ATS that is really great. The sound mods roll out so quickly, and in fact, a lot of mods roll out real quickly. I haven't quite seen an Optimus Prime, kind of speaking about rolling out, haven't seen an Optimus Prime mod technically yet. Saying that, I haven't really searched that hard. so I could be... Oh, I've discovered a viewpoint somewhere. I think I may have just driven by it. Oh no, it's right up here actually. Should we stop and watch the viewpoint? Why don't we do that? I haven't done too many of these. Let's go ahead and stop and enjoy the viewpoint here in Texas. Make sure we're off the road, which we sure are. Let's go ahead and shut off the truck and let's watch this viewpoint. Look, where are we here? This Salt Flats. Interesting enough. I decided not to do a cinematic showcase of Texas when the DLC released. I know those videos have actually been popular in the past when I've done them for the few other DLCs. But they have been adding a lot more viewpoints, and to be honest, those videos were getting very long. And really, they're a spoiler for the sake of being able to go through and do it yourself. So it's kind of a catch-22 there, because a lot of you want to be able to see the DLC without seeing these viewpoints, which are supposed to be more hidden. And by the way, just my word, lovely stuff. I know I'm continuing to talk through this, but it is just a lovely scenery around here. And I've got to stop at more of these viewpoints as I go by them. And that's kind of the reason why today I wanted to just, go the little bit more scenic route for this reason. I know there's some along here, and I wanted to just do a little bit more of a let's chat episode to a certain degree. Obviously talk about some cool stuff with ATS, but sometimes it's nice to just go back to the little bit more of the roots here and just talk about stuff, because we haven't had a ton of news on the ATS side recently. Obviously, I believe I talked about in the last episode, we might as well keep going here, just not to waste too much time. I know we don't need the stop engine there anymore, game. Thank you. We clear behind us? We sure are. I know I probably talked about it, and I'll just kind of briefly talk about it again, just to cover my bases here, because I can't quite remember. Good old Prime Brain here. The 1.47 update for ATS, I know I've talked about that a bit, but the ambient sounds, I believe I have talked about a bit. For those who don't know, though, SCS Software will be kind of, adding and also revamping the ambient world sounds within ATS for 1.47. Their sound design teams have gone to America in many trips, but they've been doing lots of sound recording of different areas. So in particular, nature sounds, and without going to tech, kind of diving into tech driven there, really they're just adding extra layers and more distance-based sounds, I guess is the best way to put it. So if you're, for example, driving in a truck and you're outside, or I guess let's say outside view, you can hear some in 1.47. The goal will be, if you have ambient sounds loud enough, that is in your options, you should be able to hear some more distant sounds. So whether you're in a cityscape where you have more distant sirens or horns, stuff like that, and then stuff a lot more closely. And as far as I am aware, they want to make sure they create a little bit more of a 3D space. Even though there is a great 3D space here already in ATS, they're just adding more layers to it. That's the biggest thing. Will we notice it as much as, for example, an engine sound, the truck? It's going to depend on how much you really have your ambient sounds up in-game, and depending on what you do. I'm not going to lie, I'm trying to figure out, the truck's actually struggling here up the hill. It's a little bit here. I mean, we did kind of lose all our momentum there by stopping at the viewpoint, so we were having to accelerate up the hill. Put the truck to the test, which is, it's always good to do here. And at least I'm not just powering by the trucks like I normally do. Often it's kind of the role reversal here, where I'm just the guy flying by, like the guy up there, and not the one kind of struggling up the hill. Nonetheless, will we notice it as much? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, when it comes to the 1.47 update, how do I showcase it while doing a style on my video? Because often my videos, kind of stereotypically, and what a lot of you guys like, is the running commentary. I can do episodes where it's basically just well, what's it called? Like the really like ear-piercing in a weird way audio recordings, like is it SMR or something? Like, I don't know. I just completely lost the name of it. Anyways, I could do basically no commentary videos, just the sounds of ATS if I wanted to. And in fact, I was thinking of doing that at some point. Anyways, and to be honest, that may be something that happens in 1.47, really to show off the ambient sounds. Because in a standard ATS showcase, obviously you guys hear occasionally some sounds going by, but predominantly in a video sense, especially for me and a lot of creators out there, the engine sounds are the focus. We are driving in a truck, and even if we're outside, you can hear some sounds, and I'm not saying you won't hear them at all, but how do I emphasize it without it just being drowned out by the truck? So that's going to be very interesting for me to try and figure out, and to be honest, I don't really know how much longer I've got to think on that, because I have no idea about a timeline for 1.47, which is both good and bad. Unfortunately, you know, it's kind of nice to have the element of surprise there and to learn more about it as we go, but I'd also like to know a little bit more so I can have an idea of what's the best way for me to do this. That would be sometimes very nice, but isn't that kind of how it works in life, though? You always want to know, kind of almost as prep-ish. Not always. We don't always want to know every detail, but we want to know at least a little bit. And that's kind of the situation here, and I got to get over here as I'm yabbering away. Yeah, it's just, it's one of those difficult things for me. I'm going to have to figure that one out, but that's why I stick around the channel. I mean, a lot of you have been, and I thank you guys once again so much for that. Also, support is amazing. But it's going to be very interesting for me to try and figure that one out, that is for sure. I guess that'll be probably around the time, though, that we get probably Oklahoma. I mean, I want to say that because we have Oklahoma and Kansas that are the next two confirmed states for ATS. Oklahoma being the one that is the front runner. That one I would assume is 1.47, but you never know at this rate. Well, and a pretty good engine brake. Kind of a more classic highway Detroit diesel sound. Gonna have to actually apply some brake there because we're moving in pretty hot on the dump truck. Want to make sure give them some space just in case the AI decide to do some late braking, which they occasionally do, especially in lane changes, which it looks like we've got some up here. I have to say, I'm actually quite proud of myself. I've been doing okay in terms of episodes and, you know, having stuff being a little bit more legit. Obviously, I have my prime tendencies, and those occasionally are, well, ramming into the back of people, cutting corners, getting lost, you know, the whole deal. But yeah, I have to say it's actually been going quite well. And that kind of goes for around the channel as well. I've been having a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys can tell. Luckily, there's been some changes in workload for me in terms of my real-life job. So it's worked out in the better for me, definitely. And that makes life a lot easier here as well, because there was a bit of a time, and unfortunately it was right around Christmas as well, with people's holidays and all this stuff, you know, the standard work kind of life. and particularly in the business I am, things get quite busy around that time, and so that's the way it is. There's nothing I can do about that, and really the channel took a bit of a hit in terms of just uploads. You guys were amazing. We continued to grow. Honestly, numbers are something that comes second, actually maybe even third to me around here. I do what I do because I enjoy it, and I think a lot of you guys see that. But the numbers, I won't lie, are an important part because of YouTube. That's the culture of it, and unfortunately YouTube has made it where numbers are quite important. Now obviously I'm monetized, and the channel continues to grow, and all the support around here, whether you guys are members on the channel or other donations and stuff like that, you guys are truly incredible. Buying the merch, for example, which more is coming. I guess I should say that as well. I've got lots of cool things coming there. Really, the channel is just doing well, and then obviously with Prime Plus and Prime Clips kind of all in the works as well, and the kind of highlighty shorts on the channel have been a huge success for what seems like everyone. There have been some really funny moments. Everyone seems to like it, and there are a lot of people seeming to enjoy those as well. Good old YouTube shorts. You know what? If YouTube's going to try and copy some platforms, at least they're doing it in a way that is pretty half decent in integrating for everyone. And in my side, it doesn't hurt the channel anymore. That's why Prime Clips I was originally created so it wouldn't, but with changes, you know, you have to be a little bit fluid, and to be honest, Prime Clips is still going to have a bunch of clips uploaded to it and stuff like that, but, you know, like sporadically and stuff, and yeah, that's really out there. Same with Prime Plus. I've actually got some other content that I've actually got planned, and actually in the process of recording currently for that, so more stuff will be going up there, so keep an eye out on that one. Some pretty cool things, but let's see how fast we can get, especially Prime Plus, up to the 1K mark. I think that'd be pretty cool to see and compare versus Prime Simulation. I know you guys are amazing. Whether you guys want to watch the content there on there or not, you know what, that's up to you guys, obviously. But want to help a guy out, feel free to check that out. There's a link down in the description. You can also find it out on the channel as well, in the channels tab of my Prime Simulation channel. So if you want to check out there, I'll be doing a bunch of other kind of fun challenges and City Skylines, some other games, and maybe some random things here and there. Just basically keep an eye out there. It's some pretty interesting stuff that will sometimes pop up. At least I think so. Maybe you guys won't. I don't know. I can't be the judge of that, unfortunately, but well, I guess we got to get over here. It looks like we got to go through a middle bit here. And whoa, that's a car! Oh boy! There we go. I told you at some point I'd mess that one up. I didn't realize that was oh, there's a blinking red stop sign. Sorry, car. Do you know what the problem is? I would have avoided that if it weren't for the okay, we're gonna try and go this way here. I would have avoided that if it weren't for the fact that the invisible barrier on the right hand side became a barrier, a more visible barrier. Yeah, because did I actually get any damage? Trailer actually has... I remember trailer at the trailer at the beginning having 3% wear because there's no cargo damage and there's no truck damage. I don't think I actually hit the car. I'll have to slow-mo that, so we'll have to see how that goes. Whoa, it's a car. Oh, boy. But yeah, I don't know if I actually connected. So I obviously in editing, I've probably just already done it, to be honest. Good old editing Prime thinking as I'm recording Prime. You know, there we go. All the worlds cross here. I don't think I actually hit the car. So accident avoidance for the best. Here we go. That is what happens when you don't pay attention. To be honest, so I didn't see vehicles up there. I mean, I know there were some ahead of me, but I thought... I actually, am I going the correct way? Yes, I am. Okay, we're good. I, for some reason, thought I may have gone the wrong direction in all of that, but we're all good. But no, I thought I saw the vehicles up there, but I could have promised you that it was basically just a throughway. I didn't actually notice the blinking red stop sign, even though it's quite obvious. But that was a pretty high-speed stop. But the fact that I think I avoided it, and if there wouldn't have been the barrier there, I would have just probably hop, skip to jump over the curb, and who knows what would have happened on the other side. Probably nothing good, but so maybe the invisible barrier ended up kind of hurting and helping me both at the same time. Oh, come on, let's do a cinematic shot there, game. Thank you very much. We gotta get over here. What's all with all these lane changes, dude? All the kind of unbalanced roads here, and all different turn lanes, and 2 lanes on one side, single lane on the other. Though it's all realistic in many ways, other than just being distracted and moving too fast with too much weight behind me. Also, I think my mouse didn't hit the home button for centering my view. Unlike in real life where you can actually have more peripheral vision, I really don't, and my peripheral vision means me having to actually turn with my mouse, not just quick eye glances and stuff, or head movement as well. Brake here a little bit, slow down there. Yeah, that's the only thing. As much, get through there before the train goes by, that's for sure. I just saw the lights go on as I was going through that intersection. That could have been a bad story. But no, it's one of those things that I wish I had, for example, track IR. That would be really, really neat. A bit of a mind trip because I have to still look straight, but still, we got another discover viewpoint somewhere here. I don't think we'll stop for this one. We'll keep moving here, but we'll have to keep a note of that. Just because he's out of the way on the other side of the road a little bit. And we don't... should I stay in this lane? Yeah, I'll stay in this lane. I just won't bother going out of the way for that one. If they're on our side, we'll stop. But no, Track IR I think would be a really fun addition. But I think having multiple monitors for that, or at least an ultra ride, would probably be the way to go. And kind of speaking about upgrades, I'll be happy to say that they are planned for this year. They will be coming hopefully sooner than later, just depending on my timing of things, but they should be coming this year, so probably by summer. Prime will have he's just stopping. Okay, there we go. More brakes. That is very close. Didn't hit him. I don't think. No, he just moved forward, I think. Or did it register I hit him? But I know I didn't, because there was a gap there. That was awfully close, so. I mean, we do have a bull bar on the front, so why does it matter to me? You know, just this little area here has been a pretty rough stretch for me here. Basically, an accident avoidance in an invisible barrier situation, and a late braking AI that test my reaction skills. Well, reaction time skills, I guess I should say. Not reaction. Well, I guess reaction as well, because I definitely got a reaction. I'll tell you that much. Oh boy, you gotta love it. Oh, we're going to a single lane here. I guess we'll have to go behind this truck. These lane changes are going to be my demise, I tell you. Gee whiz. I'm just making sure I am looking every second now, even though that should be natural, but hey ho, I am Prime Simulation after all. Big shock there. But no, there's lots of cool things I've got coming for the channel. Obviously, the upgrade mainly being graphics and display, as far as I am planning, will be the main thing. Going to a Jeep. Oh, that's the clutch. Brake! Foot slipped. I don't know if anyone else has... a little side note here. I don't know if anyone else has 3 pedals on their rig. If you happen to have steering wheel and pedals, if you're in that position to have them. I don't know if any of you have a clutch as well, and every once in a while you'll go and press on the brake and your foot will kind of just hit the side and just slip off. For me, with the Logitech G29 kind of wheel and pedal situation, one slight downside is, well, depending on what I'm wearing, which is just socks today, the brake pedal is quite slippery. All of them indeed are actually just metal, which is really nice for quality, but for the sake of being able to have grip, not so much. So occasionally my foot, well, definitely will just kind of slide off the side, and that has been a culprit of a few accidents that I just haven't mentioned because I've been kind of embarrassed, but today, who cares? That one at least wasn't going to cause an accident, just meant that I was a little bit over the line, so. Oh well, it's the way it is. I mean, I have to say though, I am very, very fortunate in the opportunities and stuff that I've been given, and obviously your support means that I can plan these upgrades. Graphics, what I was going to get to is graphics, something that can actually bring me up. I'm planning for native 1440p. Some of you may be confused why I say native, because I upscale my videos. It's a bit of a, I need to be careful how I say this, but a YouTube workaround. Let's just call it that. Long story short, better YouTube and server side encoder, higher quality videos for you guys. Long story short there. But I actually have 1080p stuff. I have a 1650 GTX 1650 graphics card, which is quite good, but I built my PC during times of, well, extremely inflated GPU prices, with the intention to have a higher end graphics card put into it. I just used the one I had for my old pre-built that would actually work with my old pre-built. I just decided to put it in, you know, save a lot of money and wait for stuff to kind of mellow out, and in turn get better quality stuff kind of in return. But it's just been a while since I've been able to, well, and for markets to kind of level out, my position to be in the way that I want to do this, but also for the sake of the channel, you guys have been able to kind of take a lot of that stress, the stress stuff of financially, I guess I should say, if I could speak, to be able to do that. You know, because there's got to be a balance in priorities, especially in incomes and stuff. But when it comes to all your donations and the support around here, it means a lot, and it allows me to do a lot of stuff. And you guys have donated a lot already, which is incredible, and early on as well. Hence why I have this wheel. One of the longest running, actually, if not the longest running supporter of the channel. Actually, I guess it would be the longest running channel supporter. I have donated the wheel to me. Also, many others have donated bits and bobs that I've added in to my setup as well. It's been truly incredible. It's been an incredible journey, and I can't wait to see where it goes. But you guys are incredible. Just long story short there. You guys allow me to do a lot, and these future upgrades will mean that I run native 1440p at higher refresh rates, meaning that recordings are even more smooth than what some of you think is already really quite nice, because I don't run ATS even at highest qualities, but I just choose the ones that make the biggest visual impact. We're going to just say we've got momentum and roll through here, don't mind me. We're just going to move around out here, make sure we get around that corner nicely, which we have done. We'll get over to the right hand side so we don't take off the fast lane, or take up the fast lane here. We got a train going through here. I can't quite tell. Another viewpoint. There is just viewpoint after viewpoint around here. My word. Well, I mean, we're getting very close. We're in Stockton, so I may not bother stopping here. We'll just do one viewpoint per episode here. Plus, I want to make sure this gets up to you guys. I guess there's a train going through now. If there wasn't before, there is now. What an intersection this is. This must be a nightmare if it's a busy intersection. My word, which it must be. Diagonal multi-lane intersection with a train diagonally going through it. That is something special there. My word. I know. I mean, I've been in intersections like this, and it just makes me believe during rush hour traffic what a nightmare it must be if a train happens to go through at that time. If not, maybe they're scheduled better. Now, maybe let's go exterior view. Let's see. Oh, let's see if it wants it. How long is this train? Not overly long. Even though part of me doesn't want a long train for the sake of, well, having to wait here a long time, part of me also wants a longer trains, which, you know what? That's actually not a bad length for ATS, but it'd be nice to have some longer trains. Bit more realistic, especially in America. I'm pretty sure the US is very similar, or not US, duh, that is America. Europe is similar, but trains in general in the US, unless if they're passenger, are immensely long. Or I guess North America, I should say. Here in the great land of the North in Canada, we have some pretty massive trains, I'll tell you, and they go for kilometers and kilometers, or my American or imperial friends, miles miles on end, and what it feels like, and you sit there for a long time. You sit there for a long time indeed, but that's the extra realism part that's just something that ATS is missing, in my opinion. I guess let's get over here. You gonna let me over? Who's gonna let me over? I need to get over. Thank you. Courteous car at the back. Round of applause, everyone, in the comments section. Thank you, rear car. let's help Prime get over. You can tell it's a long episode, eh? Stuff is starting to get drawn out here a little bit. Prime's getting loopy. Oh well, it's the way it is. It's been a good episode though overall. I am very happy about it. Where do we have to turn in here? We're using the center lane just because why not? We're actually going to a gas station. Well, would you look at that? I did not plan that, and coincidentally, this may actually be the knockoff Shell station. Unless if it's based off of something else in the US. This may actually be the knockoff Shell station, which would be quite funny. Where do I have to park it? Oh, I should have turned in there. Can I go around the block? Well, we're going to just do a U-E here. We're going to do a U-E and try and just spin around that way. That's actually really cool. I honestly did not... Oh, I wanted the exterior view just for reference sake. I actually did not plan for this to be kind of the knockoff of Shell by the looks of it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it really does kind of look like the Shell knockoff going by the color scheme here. So let's go left in through here. And we'll turn into the spot. I mean, it's Phoenix. Not quite sure if that's what knockoff equivalent it is, if for American sense, but for Canada, it would definitely be Shell knockoff. Oh, ran right through it. Oops. We're going to the gas fill-up port too, which is actually really quite neat. And there we go. What an episode indeed. Delivering gasoline for Shell to apparently a Shell station by the looks of it. We'll just call it at that. What a delivery. Hopefully everyone enjoyed the episode. I certainly did. Nice to catch up with you guys, talk about some stuff, and there's lots of cool stuff, as I've mentioned, coming for the channel, and of course here in ATS, lots of interesting things that I'll be covering, and I'm gonna have fun in the future here, I can tell you that much. Nonetheless, thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.